Hi traders. Well, this has been the most anticipated Tuesday morning that we've had in a long time, if ever. We had that nice run closing out last week. The volatility came back. There was some life breathed into us bears. So a lot of us were kind of excited about today. Everybody was looking to see what's going to happen today. Not so much that I was expecting it to continue and have a big day. I was more curious as to whether the bulls were going to come in loaded for bear and just ram this market back up. And I thought that might be what was going to happen at first, but it just didn't. So we just kind of waited and let the market kind of dictate to us what we were going to do. And, that's why I say the market tells us its story one day at a time. Every day, the market's going to come in and it's like a whodunit mystery where it's gonna give you clues as to which direction the market's gonna go, where the value's gonna be in the market that day. If it fits your strategy or the edge that you have in the market that you use to make money, if it fits and coincides with what you do, hey, go for it. But if it doesn't, those are the days that you sit on your hands and wait. Now you may have another strategy that that works, and that's fine. But you have to be able to identify what the market is telling you and what's going to work that day, or if it's best that you just sit back and not take a trade. And a lot of times, there's nothing wrong with that's the smartest thing to do. But the main thing is we have to listen to what the market is telling us, because if we don't, what what's going to happen? Things just aren't going to go things aren't going to go according to plan. So, we have to pay attention and listen to the market. Let it tell us what it wants to do. What happens when we try to figure it out and we try to guess, it doesn't end well for us. So, look at this. Do you want your equity curve to look like this or like that? Okay, the guy that listens to the market, that takes his time and does what the market, you know, offers him, trades what the market offers him every day, this is his equity curve. The guy that doesn't, that tries to guess and tries to make the market do what it wants, what they want it to do, this is their equity curve. That's what it looks like. All right, and you're always at this threshold. Now you've learned how to trade and you know the strategies. You're able to make some money, but you can't keep it and you can't get over that threshold to where you're consistent. All right. And my job, my main focus is to get you guys through that threshold. Okay. In the beginning, this is what it's going to look like. When I first started trading, this is what it looked like. And then as I got better and I developed the right mindset and I understood how the markets moved, I understood how to sit back and let the market tell me every day its story. And I waited for it to give me everything that I need in order to make the best decisions. Now, am I right every day? No. Sometimes, you know, the best laid out plan, the best setup doesn't work. And that's just the way the market is. But the key is you have to listen to the market and you have to let the market tell you what it's going to do or what's out there for you. If it fits what you had, your strategy, and the way you see it, go for it. If it doesn't, sit on your hands. There's nothing wrong with that. And just wait. Oftentimes, it gives us another setup down the road that we can make money on. So, what I wanted to, the point I wanted to get across today is just be patient. Let the market tell you every day what it has in store for you. And if you're patient and you execute your strategies every day consistently, you're going to have this type of equity curve. You're going to have the green curve versus the red curve. And I'm not saying you can't make money on the red curve. Hell, my cat made a winning trade, just by stepping on the keyboard. So anybody can make a winning trade. But the question is, at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, can you keep those profits and build on it? That's the question. All right, so let's look at what happened today. Um, so again, like we were saying, we were looking for the bulls to come in and run this market back up to see if they had enough to do it. They tried it. It didn't work. They couldn't go green on the day. They couldn't push the 20. And you can see where it ended up. It even lost the support that it bounced off of on Friday. And we were talking about this yesterday, that if it pulled back, I was looking for a pullback to the 50, and before we saw a bounce. And it looks like that's where we're gonna hit. That's where we're heading. Um, Even aftermarket, I think that's where we are. Aftermarket is around the 50 here. So it's gonna be interesting to see, is it gonna hold 50 aftermarket, or is it gonna keep coming? So we've got a level here, but it didn't hold. So this thing may just keep coming. We just have to. We'll see tomorrow. I'll let it give me a bedtime story tonight, but what it tells me tomorrow is gonna determine how I'm gonna attack the market. But you can see this is the 5-minute chart. You can see what kind of day it had. Um, there was a fight, but once it hit that 100, that was it. I mean, it just didn't do anything else. And now we're like $3 below where we were when I shut this off. And this was after the close, after 4:30. So it's gonna be interesting to see where we end up. All right, so NKLA, this was my first trade out of the gate. This was one that was up on our news that it was partnering with GM to build a truck, and GM invested a ton of money in this company. Um, so we had a big run up, and everybody was saying, "Man, this thing is up too far. You can't make anything out of it." Blah 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 blah. You don't listen to other people. You listen to what the market's going to tell you. If the market is showing you opportunity, you take it. If you sit back and don't, you're going to be mad at yourself, and then you start making stupid trades because you didn't do what you had in your mind to do. So you got to, once the market tells you this is what it's giving you, you better take it. And we did, but I messed up. I accidentally shorted instead of went long. So I flipped it, and got back in long. So I actually gave up about $300 in profit right off the bat. Um, from my having to get out and then get in, I was a little bit late. But we had the pullback here, never broke technicals, and then we pushed up, hit the first target, and then it kind of didn't go anywhere. We pulled back and had to get out here. And you can see we put in the top of the channel, and we were using the opening range high as the bottom of the channel. You can see the opening range after 10 o'clock, this thing becomes solid support or resistance, depending on which way you're trading. And this was solid support. You can see it hit it once, twice, 3 times, before it pushed back up. But you don't trade this inside the channel. I traded it outside, and this was the day where I wasn't going to force any trades inside the channel. Now, this was one that had, about a point from where I could get in on this reversal setup, or not reverse, continuation setup, but I waited. And this was the move I left y'all with when we went to lunch. But it's funny, it wasn't until I got back that this thing actually set up. So we got in, got a couple of profit targets. We put in the top of a channel here, and there was no entry when we broke the channel here because pre-market high. You better respect pre-market high too, and this shows you why. Some people that bought here against my counsel ended up getting stopped out. But that was classic. This was textbook trading, with the exception of the hot button incident this morning. Really solid trades, being patient, taking what the market gave us, what was clean, and I felt pretty good about it. So later on in the day, we got CRWD. This was another one after lunch. This one we had we broke the channel here, but we did get another pullback to the 9. Never broke it. Once we got back through it, I hit the first target and it pulled back. It set another channel up here, but we never made it back to it. And then the market started rolling over a little bit harder at that point. So a really cool day today. No complaints at all. We got 753.08. Could have easily been $1,000 day if it wasn't for that first one right there where it nailed me. Had a super entry. Entered at 47.76. If I had bought it there, you can see this was what, 25, 35, 45 cents. Well, no sense crying over spilt milk. But okay day. I don't mind starting the Monday off like this. So we'll see who's in charge tomorrow. Is it gonna be? Are we gonna be back at it and we getting some more selling, or are we gonna bounce off this 50 today and not see any more down to the downside? So we'll keep it, and maybe I'll have a good night. The market will give me a good night bedtime story. We'll see. Um, so last week we ended up really nice week, 23.84.29. Tuesday was the hiccup day, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday really strong days. Um, and we're off to a really good start this week. So this might be the turning point for us here. And our equity curve, I'm loving it. And again, this is the equity curve that we want to see, guys. This is what we want to see. It's not going to go straight up. You're going to have bumps in the road. And you're going to have some big bumps in the road along the way. It happens. But all we have to do is, buckle down and just listen to what the market is telling us, be disciplined, and everything's going to work out. So that's a wrap. You guys have a great evening. I think it's going to be another exciting day tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't make it too, more exciting for myself than it needs to be, and maximize the day. So I will catch every one of you in the morning. You be safe, and we'll get back at it first thing in the morning.